All right, guys, welcome to NothingisOB South Texas Golf Podcast, episode number 104. Tonight, I have on one of my good buddies and one of the best people out in the golf game. I will have on Robert Vasquez. He is one of the pros, if not the pro, out at Fort Sam Houston Golf Course here in San Antonio, Texas. Now, he's going to touch on some of the major improvements that they have going on out there at Fort Sam. That place is freaking rocking. There's a lot of energy. Course is coming to match up with the new management and the new leadership they have over there. Courses Loma, Salado del Rio, they're looking good. I'm so happy because that's one of the gems. And we're going to talk a little golf history too, because I'm curious. I love how I was reading up about Fort Sam that Tillinghast designed, and those holes are kind of spread out amongst the two courses. So we're going to talk to Robert just a little bit about that golf history. We're going to talk about some golf HIPAA, some of the golf topics here in San Antonio. We're going to talk about course conditions. We're going to talk about how their improvements or where it's coming from and their leadership and where it's going. And Robert's just one of the best guys in the game of golf. Not only in the game of golf, just one of the best people to know. And I was thinking before I have him on, I said, you know what? I want the show to go this way. But I know with Robert, it kind of goes this way. But ultimately, we will meet there at the end. All right. Now, let me go ahead and bring him on. But before I bring him on here, I want to say a special thank you to my presenting sponsor, FOREBROS Golf Tour. Never golf alone again. Please check us out on Facebook. We're on all the social media platforms. Unknown Golf UG. Check us out. FOREBROS Tour. Never golf alone again. We got so many different events, some of the best courses, some of the best games, king of the par threes, net, gross, skins. We got it all. Please check us out. FOREBROS Tour. Never golf alone again. We have a home for you. All right. Now let's go ahead and bring on the man, Robert Vasquez.
Andy, what's up, my brother? How you doing?
I'm doing great, man. You know what? And it's always great to see you, man, because you got so much energy, even when I have none.
I'm trying to relax now, brother. I'm trying to relax.
Okay, so you know what? I want to know. Okay, really, you said you're trying to relax, but I just want to know how has it been going for you? How have you been personally? Because I mean, you're a weekend warrior, dude. You're a rider. You're out there. I see pictures of you on bikes, and I'm concerned. I want to make sure you're doing okay.
Okay. So as you know, I took a new position.
Yes.
So with the new position, I haven't played a lot of golf like I used to. I used to play golf every day, Andy. Sometimes 27 holes, 36 holes. New position, maybe once a week if I'm lucky to sneak out 9.
See, you're the man now. That's the problem. You're one of the men now.
No. We got Brandon now. We have Brandon to offset a lot of that impact. But yeah, I'm doing good, brother. I'm doing really good. I'm in a good place right now.
And that's what I wanted to talk to you about. We got some comments. Let's bring them on right here. Let's show these comments. I got right here. I got one of the golf shenanigans, one of the golf jokers out there. We got Mike Osman saying, "Let's go." Arnold Garcia right there, birds up. And Mike Osman right here. Andy, be nice to my bestie. He wasn't on his best tonight on the course. Oh,
let me touch bases on that real quick. Osman, he knows how I am, and I know how he is. And we're there to have fun. And most of the time, I come home after playing golf with Mike, and my back hurts because, of course, I have to carry him. Today of all days, Mike played solid. I'm talking.
He's been playing solid.
He represented FOREBROS like he was at the top of that chain of that. He was the king of that hill with FOREBROS right now.
He's playing solid. Did he pull driver? Because all he's been doing is playing that illegal hybrid. He's been playing that illegal 2-iron with that illegal shaft. I don't think it's conforming. Tell me.
Put it this way, Andy. He could have hit putter off the tee box and it was going to end up good. That's how good he was playing. Well,
he's been taking my cash, so you know what? I see it. I believe it.
Yeah, he's been playing good.
Well, I'm glad to hear that right here. Right here. Some more. My brother. There we go. Oh, you couldn't find any better guest. Dude, there's no better guest than Robert Vasquez. There's no better guest right here. Efren Esqueda, shots fired. And Adam Stanchos right there. Hey, got the face cover, shaking my head right here. All right, man. You got everybody chiming in. Thank you so much. If you chime in tonight, don't worry. I will post your comment. And if it's offensive, I will leave your comment up there for a while right here. And then I got Jamal Let right here. Be blessed,
Good
my brother.
people.
Be blessed, my
Jamal,
brother. Right
good
there.
people. A good man of God.
Right there. Legend. Man. Hey, legend at what, though? Legend at what? That's what we want to know. All right, well, let's get right into it, man. And you know what? It's always great to catch up with you. And I think if anybody knows, if anybody's ever gone to Alamo Golf Club way back when, or to the courses there at Fort Sam, we know that you are just, man, bowls of positivity. Like, if we're down in the dumps, man, I think that's one thing you do customer service wise. And I don't think it's just customer service wise. I think it's ingrained in your soul that you always lift people up. And I need some Robert Vasquez time. That's all I know.
I mean, you sure know I call everybody my brother. Everybody's my brother.
Now I'm offended. Now I'm offended, dude.
So one of the funny stories is when our assistant flight chief came to Fort Sam, he noticed that I called everybody brother, and he goes, "Hey, for every time you call somebody brother, it's going to cost you $1." I'm like, "Bro, you don't pay me enough because everybody's my brother."
Nah, man. Well, you know what? Let's get into some of the good things you got going on, right? You got going on at Fort Sam. I kind of hinted on it in introing you. There's been a lot of work going on there at Fort Sam. Why don't you just kind of catch some people up who maybe, you know what, because there's been some of the horror stories probably about from a year ago that people have, you know, that's the kind of taste that was left in their mouth in regards to Fort Sam. Why don't you kind of catch us up to where we're at today?
So, you know, it's easy to place blame, but when we look at the position we were at, you know, it was the easiest way I can say it is it comes down to leadership, and it starts all the way from the top, from top leadership. We're really fortunate right now. We have people that care about Fort Sam Houston Golf Course, and that's from leadership on down. We have a flight chief. We have an assistant flight chief that's nothing about golf, and it's all about our brand and the product that we want to present to the public. You know, back in the days, we did have some issues with the course, and again, I hate to pinpoint or put any kind of blame on anybody in particular, but just, I mean, the easiest way I can say it in any business, I don't care what golf course we're looking at, but you know, again, we're talking about Fort Sam right now. Accountability. We didn't really have that kind of accountability, and it started with upper management, et cetera, and all the way down. Right now, we have accountability, and you can see it. And one of the biggest things that we're striving for is not to make just a better golf course for a golfer, for golfers in general, but to provide the best customer service in San Antonio. That itself, that's one of the things that we strive for right now at Fort Sam, is say, hey, when you come to Fort Sam, you are at home. And then right when you walk into those two doors, we want you to know this is home for you. You might not play here every day, but you're going to play here and you're going to remember our customer service. You know, as far as the changes goes, it, like it says, it trickles on down. We, you know, internally, we have to care about our facility. And right now we got the people in place that it's ticking and everything is happening, brother. And everybody cares. And with that people caring, there's also accountability. And now you're under that radar. Hey, say, let's produce, because we're doing our part now, producing on the golf side. And everywhere from our catering to our kitchen, to our restaurant, to the golf pro shop, all the way that trickles out to the golf course and the superintendent, we're just hitting everything like spot on, you know. And a lot, it comes down to, we've changed internally our culture. That way we can, you know, somewhat change the external culture of our customers and the service that needs to be provided to make people want to come back to Fort Sam.
And that's beautiful. And you hear it. You hear it like, man, I got goosebumps. Maybe, you know, because it ain't cold in here. It's freaking hot in my back room, right? In the closet, in the little back room that my wife has me in, right? And so, you know, and I think everybody feels that when we walk through the door. And I'm going to tell you, it's a little thing that goes a long way. Like, I love y'all blasting the music. I know, like Brandon said, I give Robert, hey, that's Robert's baby. Like, Robert gets to pick the music out there. And you know what? I love it because, you know what? It gets people like, hey, it gives you just a little flow out on the range, out on the green. It gets you kind of like in that right mindset to go play your best golf, you know, and who knows what that best golf is. But just having that music, just kind of it changes the energy up, as opposed to what maybe traditional courses are, where hey, shh, quiet, a little stuck up air. And so I think that's one thing that's done just like wonders as you step into y'all's course.
Well, I appreciate that, Dan. And I don't know if you've seen, but you have to stop by, because we sodded a bunch of fairways that we had issues with, like really bad issues. Now, I'll admit it, we had some bad issues. We put a bunch of, yes, brother. We dropped a bunch of Bermuda. We dropped a bunch of Zoysia in our sprinkler head system. And we were running off this ancient, and when I'm talking an old sprinkler, back from Tillinghast days, let's put it that way. That's how long that sprinkler system has been put in place. And Thomas, our superintendent, that dude is just busting. I mean, he is doing everything he has to do to get that course back in the shape it was. Again, Andy, I can't stress enough that if you look at the process, I mean, it's been 2 months that we've had Loma shut down, but the progress, and then we've been truly blessed just with the rain on top of, us resodding. I'm telling you, I want people to know, not just, in our military, because I love my military brothers and sisters and everybody that's retiree, and our veterans, but the public needs to know that we're open. Hey, we're open for your guys. It's a small little process. It's called the vetting process. You'll get a 6-month pass issued to you, which it opens you up to 3 different installations. You'll get to play Lackland. You'll get to play both courses at Fort Sam. You'll get to play Randolph. I mean, I prefer you at Fort Sam. But again, I mean, public, hey, guys, come out and play. It's just simple. Call the pro shop, say, hey, do you mind of me giving you my information over the phone? Or, hey, can you mind me, email me that information I need to fill out to get vetted, which is just a background check.
Hey, we got some. Okay, and we're going to get into it. We're going to talk about some golf HIPAA rules later. But you know what? If you got outstanding warrants, if you committed like bank robbery and stuff, you're not going to be able to play golf out there. Just letting you know, right? So, we gotta put that disclaimer out there, right?
Yeah.
All right. And so that's the thing. I think sometimes some golfers and some people getting new into the game, I'm glad you brought that up. I had it in one of my little notes over here. I'm glad. The process is easy. It's just, it takes a little work. You know what? Honestly, it takes more work on y'all's end. And we appreciate that, because I know Brandon did that for me. And you know what? If you're not military, you don't have military access.
Did Brandon, I don't think you passed background.
No, I know. Well, it's pending. It's still pending. It's pending. Not with all the shit that I get into, all right? Hey, come on, man. Come on. Hey, come on, bro. Why do you got to bring that up?
I got you.
I told you that in confidence. You're breaking the golf HIPAA rules now, bro. Come on.
No, but it is really simple, Andy. I mean, and we want the public to come out. We want you guys to say, hey, we want you to enjoy all 3 installations that we have, and if you go to Lackland's got some really good history behind it. Randolph has really good history. Fort Sam probably has the most history out of any military golf course. And I'll tell you why. Our history is we used to host the Texas Open. We were the only military facility to host the Texas Open. The only PGA right there. We are the only military golf course to host a PGA event. And to me, that's pretty prestige. And, when you talked about Tillinghast and the holes mixed together, it has a little bit to do with Loma and a little bit to do with Salado. But that character is still there. And with Thomas, our superintendent, doing his best to speed up the process, he can only do so much. And a little bit more thanks to Mother Nature for helping us out with that rain. But come on out. I mean, you will enjoy both courses.
No, that's a hard definite. And I think, and I wrote it and I put it in the notes, and put in my bullet points to you. Tell me, were some of your your longtime members pissed off at y'all because y'all closed Loma down? Because if you've never been out to Fort Sam Houston, if you've never been out to there's 2 golf courses out there. There's La Loma, there's Salado del Rio, and y'all closed out La Loma, for a good while. And I'm sure hey, your members, your guys, they want things a certain way. They're those regiment, they're those military guys that are used to the same thing every single day.
So, with Loma getting closed down, it was a catch-22, because why? Right before we decided to close down Loma, we increased a little bit on membership fee. And the membership fee, now that they notice that what we're doing to the facility as far as sodding the fairways and healing the greens and a bunch of areas that we call scatter areas, the members drive out there and they look at it and they're like, hey, whatever you're doing, keep on doing. We'll follow the rules. We'll drive 90 degrees. We won't drive around the tee boxes. You just, in like, it was back what I was telling you at the beginning, Andy. In order for a facility to work where it's all just ticking all together, it starts in the pro shop, how we change the culture within internally and how we treat customers. And then once you see that, how that's trickling along, the members so much more appreciate it because saying, hey, I feel back at home. They drive out on Loma and they look at how it's looking and they're just so anxious. You'll ask a member, hey, do you think we should open up Loma? They're like, no, don't open it up yet. Wait a little bit longer. Let it green up a little bit more. They're actually on our side now. And it's one of those things where I have to explain to people, I get, annual green fee holder and a member are two different things, and I tell people that we're not a country club. We don't have per se members. We have annual green fee holders, which are primarily 90% are military or retirees and active duty. But we do, which most people don't understand, we offer a public membership. And we're the cheapest in town for any 2-course facility. I mean, you can't compare us. I mean, really apples, oranges, whether we're looking at Fair Oaks or we're looking at Sonterra or we're looking at TPC. But still, as far as the affordability level and having access to 2 golf courses to somebody that's public, which is once you become a member, you're a member at Lackland, Randolph, and at Fort Sam. So you're getting 4 courses.
That's amazing. That's amazing, and I don't think people know that either. And I think what, y'all are centrally located, at least Fort Sam is, and what, obviously, hey, Lackland is out there to where a good majority of people are moving towards 90, and maybe far west side, far northwest side of San Antonio, and what, Randolph, and you always hear, Randolph is, oh, that's the captain's course, it's the commander's course, whatever, right? And it's in pristine shape. But you know what? Y'all are right there. Y'all are going pound for pound, and it's great to see that, because I think a lot of times people are always upset when they don't see a return on their money, right, or on their membership or their dues. They just want to see them working, right? They want to see them working, and so it's great to see that. When we passed by there the other day, we were supposed to play out there, I think a couple of weeks ago. And then, of course, hey, anytime you have plans, right, to play golf on a beautiful day, Mother Nature has different plans, right? And it was pouring. But as you can see, like, man, it was just, I thought there was like a freaking filter out you had on the windows because it was just freaking green. I mean, it is so green right now. And I'm loving this. Is like a great time to be a golfer here in San Antonio.
Oh, no doubt. I mean, Andy, like I said, so, some of the things that we're working on and some of the upcoming projects, it's going to surprise a lot of local golfers. Just the changes that are coming to Fort Sam, Houston. I mean, and again, when they compare us to Randolph's a great facility. And Kenny himself, the GM there, that dude just a stud. That dude is just a rock star. He's got everything clicking on all cylinders. I mean, he's attentive. The dude just on top of everything. But the crew that we got, and I'm not bragging right now.
Brag. It's okay. Do it.
I think we're almost a little step up from that for what we're providing as far as our brand of the golf course at Fort Sam and our customer service. And I'm going to say, and I'm not going to brag, it's probably just that much more better.
And you know what? And we love to hear that. We love to hear that. All right. So for those people that don't know, we've had Robert, a friend of the podcast. We've got Brandon Ellis, the new leadership there at Fort Sam, and again, friend of the podcast as well. How is that marriage working? Is it? Are we still in the honeymoon phase, or are we settling in, or what? Like, how is that marriage working out?
Well, so at the beginning, it's just like any relationship. Let's call it what it is. It's almost like a relationship. So, of course, Brandon comes in, he's all giddy, and I'm really, really happy for Brandon because he's that guy that's tried and tried and tried, and he wanted to be part of management, and he hung in there, in the military sector, you can only get turned down so many times before you give up. And Brandon didn't give up. He kept on grinding away. And with him coming to Fort Sam, he was all giddy. He had giddy for, hey, I got this new job. I'm the new manager. And it took him about a good month. It's like, bro, settle down. We got a job to do. But now, just it's everything is just clicking. I mean, he is open to ideas. And one thing I love about Brandon, and this is, he will take a risk. He will take a chance. And he knows that, hey, if leadership finds out that we're going to do this, we're probably going to get that, but we're going to prove them wrong by bringing money in the door. So as far as, Brandon's like, yes, typically most golf courses won't book a tournament on a weekend, as you know. Most golf courses tell you no on a Saturday, that's prime rack rate. Brandon said, look, this is what we have to do, and this is what we're going to do for right now, and we're just going to start generating some sort of income. We're going to be profitable. We're going to show leadership that, hey, invest in us, and that's the direction that we're going in right now. And again, the honeymoon's over, and we're working. We're working, brother. You know what I mean?
Right here, I got. I don't mean to cut you off, Arnold Garcia, right here. In regards to, you got to spend a little money, right, to make money. Scare money, don't make money.
And that's a fact. That's one thing that I'm telling you about B. About Brandon. Brandon says, hey, Rob, I got your back. You got my back. This is what, again, he's not afraid to take chances. He's not afraid to take risks. That risk reward in the direction that we're going in right now. He'll look to leadership for some sort of guidance, but just him right now, he's learned how to run with his position and how to manage the facility. He's good at it. I think he's going to be great at it because he's come such a long way. It's a new role to him. It's definitely a new role to him, but he's picked up on it so quick, and he's taken the opportunity. I made a comment to them the other day where we went out on the golf course, and from time to time, I said, bro, we got to go look at the course. Let's go see what's going on. You can't just stay in the office. That way when we talk about it, me, I like going on the course. I like taking pictures, and I get Brandon out of the office, and, I said, Brandon, we're clicking everything. I said, what would you do? Like, would you take another job? Me, I'm going to ask those crazy questions. I said, what would make you go somewhere? And he's like, Rob, I don't think I would go anywhere. Even, he goes, I would consider a job overseas, but I like Fort Sam. And just hearing that, hearing somebody that has that kind of commitment, like I said, when you have that click, that team that's working, and you have everybody committed all together. To have the management, have the internal staff to all buy into the process, it's really, really rare in the golf business. Because we've got our catering staff, which holds pretty big events, whether it's quinceañeras or weddings or just small little functions. We've got the restaurant clicking. And then you come into the pro shop. I don't know if you've seen our pro shop, but we're pretty well stocked. We're not that typical pro shop. We have a little bit for everything. And, with Brandon bringing that fresh presence, that positive presence, we're not going to fail. I can tell you that right now. We are not going to fail. The honeymoon period's over, and we're working, brother. And we're working to get y'all guys a good product.
Oh, man. And y'all are definitely doing that, all right? We got some more comments right here. I got Jeff Gonzalez. Looking good, brother. Do I owe you $1? Does he? That's what I want to know. Does he?
Well, yeah, everybody's my brother. At the end of the day, you're my brother.
Right here, people. Right here. I got Cody Brooks. My dad is the assistant super out there.
Yeah, Cody, good people. Good can hit the ball long.
Good dude.
Yeah, Cody can hit the ball. Cody's the guy that does long ball practice.
Yeah. Yep. He does the Texas League. He does the amateur long drive Texas League. And great guy, man. I think I met him out there on the range. Good, just again, good people. We clicked right away. Good dude, man. All right.
I think I got him by 75 yards behind him.
Oh, no. Okay, he might have the long game, but my short game is short. It's not solid. It's just short. All right, it's just short. All right. So what are some of the biggest challenges that y'all have had to kind of get through to make those improvements, to kind of break down some of those barriers, some of those issues that you had previously?
It's easy to identify because at one point, accountability. When nobody was held accountable, and I hate to say it and break it down that way, because instead of looking at a macro perspective or internal, like a micro perspective, when you don't have any accountability, it starts all the way from leadership, Andy. I'm talking all the way to the installation. You know what I mean? Not just internal, and it starts at the golf course. When you don't have leadership managing a facility, the facility isn't going to manage itself. You know what I mean? And we've been through a series of different GMs. I mean, of course, Doug, we had Doug. Doug was pretty good. Doug was good people. I mean, really good. He genuinely cared about, the juniors, and that dude was just about pushing juniors. And then we have a brief stint with Steve Griffin, and he really cared about the facility. But as far as caring in general, from from command all the way to our flight chief, to our assistant flight chief, we've got, like I said, we've got the right people in place. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's Summer Solars that's coming around.
Everything.
Yes,
it's setting, right? Everything.
Yes. So we've got people from command, all the way down that have our back, which is as long as I've worked there, back in Mr. Bartell days, 10 years ago, the course was in perfect shape, but everybody cared at that time, and the culture changed and people left, and again, back to no accountability. But right now we have the right director, the right person under command. That's, I'm going to tell you this, Colonel, he looks at everything. My biggest pet peeves is pencils and tees and cigarette butts. If I see a pencil on the ground or a cigarette butt or a broken tee, I just walk by, and sometimes, the employees now that we have right now know to pick up that cigarette butt, to pick up that tee, to pick up that pencil. But the person that we have in charge right now, our current colonel right now, he'll pick on the smallest little things. You know what I mean? Here we are, we're looking at the biggest things, and he's looking at the smallest things. And it's one of the, the only analogy I can give you, Andy. Let's say you had a brand new car, right? And your brand new car had a little nick on it, on your driver's side door. When you got in that brand new car every day, would you see that little nick?
No, that definitely. Yeah, definitely.
Okay. So our current colonel sees those little nicks, and it bothers him. So when I used to say, God, he's just picking on all these little things, but he's looking at the micro that matches the macro, which is the aesthetics of the facility.
And that's great, though. That's great, though, because you know what? You say I do the same thing, too, when I don't mean to cut you off, but I mean to do the same thing, too, when I'm at school and, there's a little piece of paper or trash, man. That's some freaking pride. Like, let's have some pride. Let's have some pride in our facilities. And like, it's all about that pride, baby. That's what it's about.
So we got the real, everything comes down with the flight chief right now that we have with us right now, our assistant flight chief. He's one of those guys that has your back, that if you give him a good idea and it's presented to him properly, he will back you on. He will push you. And that's some of the good things that are coming right now. I mean, as far as, if you want to know the biggest change besides the improvement on the course, as far as the fairways, as far as the green, one of the biggest things that we're pushing for right now, and it's with the help of from command, but it really starts with our flight chief and our assistant flight chief. And Brandon just finished his project that he probably should have finished a couple of days ago, but he did finish it. So we're right now pushing for a new driving range, which is going to be pretty cool. I won't give you, but I'll give you hints and little sneak previews. We're probably going to have some of the best hitting mats in San Antonio. You'll see huge changes on our driving range, where we want people to come out. Even if you don't want to play golf on a military installation, you just want to be on a military installation, come out to the range. If you've seen our putting green, we probably got one of the biggest putting greens, one of the biggest chipping areas, short game areas. We have bunkers as short game areas. I mean, big changes are coming to the range. You think the fairways are good and the Zoy's is pretty? Wait till you see what we do with the range.
All right, so I got a couple of comments, and then I have a special guest that's going to come on here tonight. All right, right there, Top Tracer. Don't go into it. Don't go right into it. Top Tracer right here. Right here, Ali Trevino, one of the best people out there, coach for Warren High School right here, golf coach Warren High School. One of the best
Ali's good people, good people.
One of the best people out there.
Yeah.
I love Fort Sam driving range. Right here, I got Ifan Izquierda. Love hearing about all the great things happening at Fort Sam. It's been well over 10 years since I last played there. Hey, so you know what? It's going to look just as good as it did then, all right? Can't wait to get back out there.
100%.
All right. So for those people that don't know, Robert, now he's in the office a lot of the times now, and he's in the shop a lot. But you know what? He still gets out there and he does a lot of teaching, and he's one of the best in the game because of how he communicates and how he works with his students. Well, he's got one of his best students right here that's going to come on. She's been on the show before. I got Olivia Liv Anderson right here. How you doing tonight, Liv?
I'm good. How are y'all?
Libby.
I'm doing good. Thank you so much for coming on. All right.
So Andy, before I forget, okay, so this is so weird that I'm talking to Libby right now. It's a conversation I had with Libby last night. And she goes, "What do you want me to do? I can't do it." And one of the things I was telling her, I said, "Libby, you got to practice. It's time to grind."
Whoa. This is about you, not me.
Okay, she's doing too many. She's doing too many infomercials. Doing too much
Andy,
mock
you know what
projects.
I'm talking.
She's a model now. She's doing all this stuff.
She's taking it to the next level.
Okay, you're right. Thank you, Liv. It's not about you. It's about Robert. Okay, so for those out there, for those that don't know out there, what makes Robert such a good golf instructor or a good coach or a good teacher?
Yeah. Well, not only his just extensive knowledge about golf and the swing, but he is so personalized to your body, your like your mobility, things that you can do and only you can do. And he will tweak those swings to fit your physique, your like I said, your mobility. He does a lot with the Wounded Warrior projects. Which, if you don't know, is teaching for disabled veterans and retired military. So, like, all those things just, add up to being a great golf instructor. And then just teaching you the etiquette and, for me, the golf business too. And not only that, but how I can teach myself. Obviously, I'm in college now, so I'm playing, and I don't have him in person, unfortunately. So how am I able to teach myself when I, hit a bad patch?
Now, Robert, tell me, what is the biggest thing that you think Liv has to work on before she gets those numbers up? Because you know what, being out there in Queens College, and yes, I follow you, I follow the women's golf team, and you know what, I didn't see a lot of your numbers up there this year. I need to see more.
So her biggest obstacle in front of her is her mental game. She's got we worked on her short game. Her short game is really, really good back up to par. Her putting has always been good. I mean, a little poppy from time to time, but she makes a lot of putts. So it's not her putting. She's hitting her driver a whole lot further than she was last summer. As far as what she really needs to focus on is, like she said earlier, is how to teach herself. Because when I'm giving her lessons and we're working together, I said, "Liv, remember what I'm telling you right now, because you're going to ask me about this." And I try to make her make little notes to herself. But her biggest obstacle right now that can put her at a scratch golfer or bring her down to the good collegiate players, if she was just to simply work on her mental game. And to me, with her, when she questions her swing, she questions every part of it, from the takeaway to how she's coming down to impact, how I follow through.
We all do, Robert. We all do.
Yeah, but she's playing college golf, brother.
Yeah, that's true. Now, all right. So tell me, Liv. So what have you seen has been the biggest thing, I guess, because you know what? Now that you're back home, the biggest changes is now that Robert's in a different position, a position of power now. I mean, like, hey, he's one of the guys in charge. What do you think he's done differently?
Man, I went from a whole year of not seeing him, and I still don't see him.
Yeah.
So you're saying that he's working a lot.
He's working a lot. Yeah. But I mean, as y'all said and as you heard, just everything getting done has been so positive and so, reforming for Fort Sam and all of the people that play there. And it's been, awesome to keep up. He updates me throughout this year, all the change that's being implemented, and it's just very refreshing to hear it, especially being a part of the team prior to all this, leadership and management change. Um, I think we still have the same relationship. I'll go in there to his office now instead of the pro shop, sit there and talk about my swing, and we try to align our schedules best we can to where I can get that, extra practice. But, he's not necessarily a FaceTime away anymore. So if I need him, he's accessible to me, I would say.
So for those people who are watching and those that don't know about Robert, what's one thing that you would tell them that he could help them in regards to the game of golf?
Ooh.
You're trying to sell. I'm trying to sell. Help Liv sell you, Robert. She's not doing it.
So, I mean, as y'all know, my dad is a PGA professional and was always really good with juniors. But I would say Robert is the guy to go to if you're looking to go to the next level, because he'll take you there, and I mean, he'll keep you going.
All right, guys. Thank you, Liv, so much for being on tonight and spilling the beans on Robert. All right. So,
yeah.
All right. Thank you so much, Liv. All right. You have a good night.
Thanks. You too. Bye.
Bye, Liv.
That was awesome. Hey, I don't know if you knew that was gonna happen. I don't know if you knew that was gonna happen.
No, I did, because it was funny, Andy, because I just got on her last night. That's funny that you brought her on, because last night she called me. She's telling me about, because she's, doing some tournament stuff right now. And I said, Liv, when was the last time you practiced? She goes, bro. I said, no, that doesn't work like that. And she's like, I'm trying. I said, Libby, you're here right now. And again, it's one of those things, Andy, that I probably push her a little bit too hard, but I expect the best from her, because we, her and I, we do invest a lot on working on her swing and getting to where she feels comfortable with her swing. I've never tried to change her swing. We tweak some stuff here and there. Like she said, I teach a different way than most instructors teach. I look at the person, I assess the person, I look at, they have any ailments, you got lower back issues, knee back issues, neck issues, whatever the issues are. I make little mental notes to myself, and then I say, let's build a swing based on your capability. I'm not going to show you a tour player swing and say, this is how you're going to swing. Bro, you're not going to swing like that. But what we can do is we can build on a basic, foundation for you based on your flexibility, and get good impact, and you're going to have fun playing golf. I promise you, you're going to have fun playing.
No, and for those people that don't know, what's your TikTok handle? Is it Fun Golfing with Robert? Is that what it is?
Yeah, that's it. That's it, brother.
All right, for those people, you want to go see some good videos, go to TikTok. It's Fun Golfing with Robert, and it is because you know what, you gave me like a little 5, 10, 15 minute, and you know what, I love watching you teach and instruct your students, because you know what. I think that's where people don't understand. Everyone, you see people on the San Antonio golfers page, are like, "Oh, who's the best instructor?" Whatever. And I was like, you know what? That's so hard to say. Like, I think it's who is the best for you.
100%.
You know what? Go for it. Tell me.
Let me interrupt you. So one thing that I do, like when people ask me for lessons, I try to send them to Adam, because Adam is our lead instructor, and then people go, but they sent me to you. I said, yeah, well, what they don't really know is I'm doing a little interview with them right there by just trying to swim away from me. I said, well, you got Tony Torres, and like, well, they sent me to you. And it's those things where I start asking questions, how often do you practice? If I get that answer, maybe once or twice a month, you want to go to Adam. You're
fishing. You're fishing for something. That's what you're doing.
Exactly. But, as you know as well as I know, I love teaching juniors that are willing to say, hey, Robert, I want a golf scholarship. Can you help me? I focus on those juniors, and I zone on those juniors. I said, look, I'm going to take so much stress off your parents, and we're going to figure out where we can get you a golf scholarship. And again, as far as there's a lot of good instructors here in San Antonio.
Right here. Okay. I don't mean to interrupt you, but we got some good comments right here. Olivia, bro, he reminds me I'm a broke college student that gets mad because I work too much.
Hey, that is true.
Okay,
100%.
Right here. Okay. And in regards to you saying you want to go to Adam, right here, Olivia, poor Adam. Oh, all right, and I got Will Frey right here. Will Frey,
Good people. Great.
best man in the business, family orientated, and always fun. Oh man, always fun.
Good bro. Good bro, Will.
Right here. Robert teaches, and again, I can't always see because people got to sign up, so I'm always looking to see. Hold on, let me see right here. Van Dufree, right? Or Dufresne.
Good people.
All right.
Good people.
Robert teaches my 2 grandsons. They have improved immensely since working with him. And you know what? I need to hear the bad. I want the bad stuff. Let's we need the bad comments. We need.
Well, it's easy. Ask Mike. Ask Mike. I mean, I should try to get.
Dude, hey, his game's in the light, man. His game's in the light right now. Okay, he's in a good place.
A couple of days ago, I'm trying to help him. He's like, bro, Robert, are you with me? Are you with me? Help me out. And I'm like, bro, I'm with you. You're just not settled down yet, bro. Calm down. Stop getting mad at me. I didn't do it. You did it.
All right. So you know what? And I'm glad you say that because you know what? A lot of times I've had on different instructors, different coaches, and you hear a lot of times. Sometimes they say they're the best, and then sometimes you know what? They get it that. You understand that it's, you know, different strokes for different folks. Like, hey, like it's all about, do you vibe? Do you mesh well? And, you know, is just like kind of like you and Brandon, is the marriage going to work? You know, is it going to work? Is it going to be, is that student going to live up to those expectations for the work you're putting in? And you want to make sure that it's, you know, that y'all are goal orientated and going the same place.
100%. I couldn't agree much better. I mean, Andy, you can go everybody from Caruso. I mean, who's the guy at Cedar Creek? He's actually Ray.
Mike Ray. Mike Ray.
Yeah. He's a good instructor.
And then you have Ray Garza, you know, for on par golf. And then,
really
good. You got Rob Myers out at R2M. I mean, like
Rob's good people.
Rob's good people. You have some great. I mean, there's some great golf instructors.
So now let's think about this. Okay, so you know pretty much all of them. Let's go over personalities. Okay, which one's the reserved guy?
Okay, you know what? I think Ray Garza, I think a lot of his instructors are very, very, very down to earth, but great communicators. And I think Ray, I've worked with him several times and I felt like I went there like having no hope and I left there not feeling like such an idiot or a failure. Like he gave me hope. It didn't fix everything right away, but he left giving me hope. But just super calm, like, you know, like a baby was sleeping, you know, in the crib over there. Very, very, very calm, you know, very calm. I think Mike Ray is a very technical guy, and if I was a little smarter, I might be able to get it. But you know, like again, kind of a little different principles. You know, he's a stack and tilt guy, you know, and then I hear Caruso, you know, and I've seen him, you know, and I've kind of just watched him. He uses a lot of aids, you know, a lot of, you know, the thing with the swing pattern and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know, and again, it just, you know, and I'm always watching, you know, because as a coach and a teacher, I always feel like if I could take something from these successful coaches, that I can sharpen myself up, right? And I think ultimately what it all comes down to is relatability. Like, can you relate to your student? And can you give your student, you know what? It's a different day and age coaching now, whether it's older, you know, younger. It's can you relate to that person? Can you give them like what they're missing or what they need? You know, can you be that person?
100%. I agree. 100%. Who's the most personable instructor?
Man, I mean, you want me to say you? I know you want me to. No, I know you want me to say you.
I'm not. I'm asking who's the most personable instructor.
You know what? Like I said, you're up there. Mike Ray is really good too. Like he's a really like really cool cat. Like just very cool cat. Rob Myers, same thing. Rob Myers, again, just very, very nice guy. He was one of my first guests when everybody told me no. He was like, I think like my third or fourth guest I had. Like, I mean, very, very nice guy. I think Megan, one of his Christy Cano's pretty good too. Let me see. I mean, I'm not Joe Caruso. I'm kind of intimidated by him. He carries a big presence, you know, like there's like a glow around him, you know, like
Yeah, but you know what you have over him? You have a podcast. Always remember that, Andy.
hey, well, you
You
know
have
what?
a podcast.
I traded for his empire right now. And that's the thing. And I think who else? You know what? Gathright too. I think and very. I mean, just like you see all this, you see a lot of the same things from the great coaches. I mean, you really do, and you see a lot of the same things. Like they provide what their student needs. And I find it so funny because you work with different age groups. You know, you do work with the different age groups, and you're able to be what they need, you know, at the different levels. And I think that those are the signs of not only a great instructor, but like a great coach, you know.
I appreciate that, brother.
And I do. And like again, I can watch you teach somebody, and I just, because you know what, it's easy, you know, it's easy going, it's enjoyable, and it might not be enjoyable for that student all the time, you know, but and that's why not only do I value you as a friend, but I think you're somebody that, and like people say, oh, I need a good instructor, and I'm like, I always say, where do you live first? Because that, like, for me, that's huge. Is, can you make it? You know, can you make it to you know, it's really about its convenience, right? I think, hey, for me, convenience, I could get you a good instructor, you know, at a certain part of town. All right. And so I appreciate what you do, man. You provide a service, and I don't think, I mean, I said probably like maybe about 6 or 7 guys, but you know what? There's a lot more people, 6 or 7 people.
100%.
There's a lot more people. There's a lot more people out there, and I'm always looking. I know there's that one girl, Ranhel, out at Seguin. I know I've seen her with kids too, and she does a great job. I know there's Vince that, you know, he was at the first team, but now he's at Dead Solid Perfect. And I think for Hanato, like, man, that's a huge pickup because Vince is a great guy. Great
good people too.
No,
yeah,
I mean, no, yeah, great people. All right, okay. So enough about you. All right, enough about you. All right, let's get into some of the topics I really want to get into.
Okay,
right.
Let's hear it.
Okay, so a while back, you had a course that released some of a gentleman's information. It came out of Golf Digest. His name was Tomas Rivera here in San Antonio. Well, a golf course released his information that he had played at certain courses at a certain time while on the clock because he worked for the city. Well, he ends up losing his job. Freaking the troubleshooters are trying to ruin a freaking, you know, just a guy that makes freaking $50,000-$60,000 a year, trying to ruin his happy home by putting all of his golf stuff on Front Street. Would y'all do that out there at Fort Sam?
No. I mean, to me, there's professionalism that goes in the golf industry itself. I mean, one of the things that we teach juniors, and it goes all the way up, is honesty and integrity. So would Fort Sam do something like that? No. But again, to each their own. I'm not going to say whether it was right or wrong. I mean, I don't play in the political part of it. I don't even read the newspaper. So it's the first thing I've ever heard of it with you mention it. Again, I don't watch a lot of TV because I don't buy into any of that stuff. I don't read a lot of news because I don't buy into that stuff. But as far as Fort Sam, would we do something like that? Put somebody on blast like that? Whether it was an employee or whether it's a soldier, no, we wouldn't do something like that.
Well,
no.
Thank you, because you know what, like I said, we like with us in FOREBROS, we always talk about the golf HIPAA rules. You know what I mean?
Yes.
those protect. Hey, you got to have something. There's got to be some sort of a code that protects your privacy, because you know what, as a paying customer, like there has to be some sort of privacy that, hey, don't be putting my stuff out there. And you know what? And these News 4 guys are ruining this guy's career, like over, you know what, like, you know, hey, Friday afternoon tea time. And it's just like, why are you going to put this guy's job at jeopardy? There's got to be some sort of privacy. I mean, man, like it's just, okay. So let me tell you. So in Corpus Christi, we have 2 public courses. We have Gabe Lozano and we have Oso Beach that are now Foresight. Well, my mom and dad, they worked for the post office for like 30, 40 years, right? And so one thing that they would do is the post office, when they knew certain guys played golf, they would call the course, and the course had the speaker outside, would such and such please come up because there's a phone call for you. Well, shoot, the post office and the supervisors would call these guys at the golf course, and they'd bust them, and they'd reprimand them or fire them.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, like, why are you gonna be like, God, dogs, man, like, you know what? They call them out there, and I remember my dad's just a religious golfer. You know, he golfs at least once or twice a week. He would always say, "Hey, Andy boy, I'm only golfing on my days off," and I'm like, okay, smart man, because he saw that was happening to some of his buddies.
Yeah, you know that I'm with the golf HIPAA. We want to. I would like to. I would like to stick with that. But most people don't realize, you know, the people that I don't know who did the reporting or who did the news article, but some of the biggest deals.
It was Golf Digest too. Like it was News 4. It was News 4, and it made it all the way to Golf Digest. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, you know, at the end of the day, people don't realize how many of the biggest deals, whether it's in our government, whether it's our banking, whether it's our financial tools, whether it's lawyer between lawyer, you know, some of the biggest deals are done on golf courses. So, I mean, so they need to do a bunch of articles, you know, not just pinpoint one guy.
All right. Okay. So I posted this I think a week or two ago on the San Antonio Golfers page, and man, I got so many people came after me, and it was awesome because I'm like, I don't care, it's social media, right?
Right.
I posted about the block party being over, right? Michael Block, the PGA, the teaching PGA professional that, you know, made the cut and made the top 10 and was tied for the lead, you know, Michael Block from the PGA Championship, right? And I posted and said, like, I don't know how to feel about him getting so much coverage, and maybe I felt like he was getting kind of corny and, you know what, like a happy-go-lucky, and I'm like, well, I don't know. I said, this guy's like really good. Like, I mean, you know what? I'm hearing all these podcasts that he was one of the best players, you know, in California. You know, he's always playing in those the PGA sections, or, you know, the teaching professional sections, and he's been to like 25 PGA events, and like he's like a really good player. Like, he's not just some random guy that just barely made it. You know, like, this guy is like a really good golfer.
Mm-hmm.
And I got murdered for it, which I thought was funny, right? I'm just like, hey, to each their own. And I just, what are your thoughts? What are your thoughts on Michael Block?
So Michael Block, it's human nature to always root for the underdog. It's just human nature. You want to see that average guy, you know, compete against the elite. You know, one thing I noticed, because I did watch him, you know, and I watched him play that tournament. I watched him, you know, finish pretty strong, and then, of course, I watched them the next event, which wasn't very great. But it tells you a lot about the guys on tour. You know, it's one of those things, I'll reiterate it, that I was talking about Olivia, you know, about that mental game. Those guys, when they got what separates them and make them the elite, they got the mental game. No matter what they do, they stay focused and they stayed in that zone. You know, watching Block, you know, get in that zone for that tournament and stay within that mental zone was really nice to see. But can a person like him, you know, a club pro, or, you know, somebody that's out there trying to make the little mini tours, can he keep that mental strength going on? I mean, these guys, the elite, those guys have mental coaches. You know what I mean? They say got psychiatrists, psychologists helping them out with the focus that they need to endure, you know, because it does wear on you physically. So I enjoyed watching him play. I was happy to see a club pro get out there and play, but to try to put him with the elite, no. I mean, I appreciate him being out there, you know, representing, you know, the PGA and the instructors around, but do I think he can compete with the elite? He's going to need a little bit more time with that little mental game. That's just my opinion, because you can have so many, I mean, look at FOREBROS. You can have some good scratch golfers in there.
Hey, we got Mike Freeman now playing with us, man.
Mike Freeman's a good stick.
Yikes.
He is a good stick.
Oh, I mean,
think about it. You got Mike Freeman and you got Bill Walber. Okay.
Hey, no. Oh, and then Danny White, man, dude.
Danny White too. So
and then you got
Danny White was Air Force.
You got old Dick Salinas.
Yeah, same thing. So you take exactly. So you take guys like that are really good scratch golfers, and you try to get them to perform on the elite level, I mean, it's just a different ball game, you know. And again, for Block, it was nice seeing somebody within the section, within the teaching section and the PJ section, to see him get out there and do what he did, which is a pretty good accomplishment. But for me to say that he can do it over and over, there's the elite, there's your scratch, and then there's just guys that are journeymen, and then you got everybody else that, you know, that are trying to reach that level. And what separates, you know, the elite from the average Joe is the mental toughness. I mean, they're good. I mean, they're good.
And I see that. And the thing is, in being up close and doing some media events and doing coverage, like, I mean, these guys are just amazing. And I'm not trying to dog on Block, because I'm happy. Yes, hell yeah, I'm happy he got there. But I just think it kind of got like, you know, hey, it started to get like happy-go-lucky. And I'm like, no, dude, like even Rom, they tried to fish it out of Rom. You know, they wanted Rom to like get on the bandwagon and talk him up. And Rom's like, well, hasn't he played in like 25 PGA events? Like, I mean, like, this guy's like, hey, like, you know what? You can play, you know it, and you can catch. Sometimes, you know, like Ben Kern played really well, you know, a few years back at Bellerive in 2018 when Brooks won, right? When Brooks won his first. And it's just like, you know, these guys, some of these guys can put lightning in a bottle. And I'm sure, you know, that some of these guys who can and who are battle tested, and it's great to see that. And this week, you know what? Somebody said on some other podcast that he did like 20 shows leading up to it. And you talked about it, that, hey, you have to be mentally strong and physically strong. And maybe, you know what, hey, he got a little bit, just try to please everybody. And you know what, again, that's a great thing too. And he even said on one of the podcasts that if he had Rory's linked, you know what, he would be just as good. He'd be maybe even better. You know, he said he had elite level mid-range game, iron, short game, and putting. He had like elite level. And it's just like, you know, I mean, hey, man, like, I don't want to see anybody come down, especially like a good dude like that. But I'm just like, it was kind of corny for a little bit. But like, you know, I mean, I never want to see anybody just be torn down. Never.
Yeah, you know, I wish him a whole lot of luck. And I wish that he goes out there and tries his best to be successful. Again, there's the elite, and they're the elite for a reason.
Right here, Arnold Garcia. Block stole Kepka glory. Hashtag Team Nike, third PGA title.
100%. The media ran with it. You know,
they did because they didn't want Liv to get as more press than they needed.
You know, so that's one of those things that, you know, I don't really care for the Liv. You know, I'm all the PGA, but at the end of the day, I'm about good golf. You know, Brooks, the dude, played good, solid golf. You can't.
He's a stud.
I mean, just look at his mental toughness the way he didn't react to his bad shots, and he just did his job, and that was to play golf. And the dude, just a good golfer. You can't take it away from him. He's just solid all around, and his mental toughness showed. I mean, dude, he didn't break, he didn't flinch. The dude just stayed solid.
All right. So we kind of talked about it a little bit earlier on, and as we get to the end of the show, I really want you to touch on it for some people that don't know. Now, we have some AW Tilling courses here in town, and for those people that don't know, Tilly was one of the renowned. I mean, he was like Donald Ross, Fazio. I mean, he's just one of those people that just the greats. I mean, legendary courses. He's had his hand in, I think they said, if I'm not mistaken, about over 230 something like golf courses, which it could possibly be more. I could be wrong. But this morning I had the privilege. I got invited by one of my buddies who's doing a lot of work right now for the Texas Golf Hall of Fame, my buddy Scott Wilson. He invited me out to Briggs Ranch today to help in a shoot that they had for, I'm not too sure if you're familiar with the name Buddy Cook.
Yeah, I know Buddy Cook.
And man, like, his stories, like, I was laughing, I was crying tears of laughter, tears of joy, tears of sadness. And like, man, this guy had me like on an emotional roller coaster, and I was just a little fly on the wall.
All right.
Great guy. Like, he had some great stories on air, and then he had some really great stories that were off the record. He goes, hey, this is off the record. You know, and I'm like, man, this is a great story. Like, that needs to be on the record. And you know, he's talking about course design and stuff like that. And so why don't you kind of just let people know a little bit, like, they have, we have Oak Hills, we have, we have San Antonio Country Club, we have Old Brack, and then we have, Fort Sam. So which holes still kind of got that Tillinghast flavor and still got that makeup?
So I'm going to answer this in the best way I can answer. You have to play both courses. That's it.
Well, I play it, and so I just want to know, because you know what, in doing a little bit of research in regards to Fort Sam being the only military course that's hosted the Texas Open, I know they were playing on two sites.
Yes,
the Texas
100%.
Open, the two sites. I think they were playing Brack and Fort Sam, right?
So it was Brack. It was alternating between Brack, Fort Sam, and Willow Springs.
There we go. Okay, that's what it was.
The triangle. But the easiest way I can tell you, and I'm not going to identify the holes because it's easier for you to play both courses and say, hey, this is what Tillinghast would do, and this is the Tillinghast design. But a little inside, you would play some of the front nine of Loma, some of the
hold on. I'm jotting down right here.
Yeah, it's some of the interior of Salado.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna go over there, and you're gonna take me on a ride, and you're just gonna.
So here's the good thing that's happening. So in, I think, the 24th of this month, we're having a Summer Solars tournament. And the Summer Solars is you're going to play 2 rounds. You're going to play Loma at 7:30 shotgun, and then you're going to go back out at 1 o'clock and play Salado.
On what day?
I think the 24th. You got to get the app. So let me tell you right now before we get off. Get the JBSA app, The Greens at JBSA. So you know me. So I just recently got added onto our Facebook account. So if you look at, I can
tell. I can tell with it, especially when you throw the, hey, you got it, brother. I'm like, man, that's Robert. That's Robert. I'm like, that's Robert.
Yeah. So I'm all about social media presence. So if you look at our app, you'll see me push notifications. There's event registrations in there. There's monthly calendars. We got so much going on. You'll be able to pay attention to the course conditions and the big thing coming, which is the range. If you're a good golfer or just an average golfer, you're going to see huge change on the range. Little bit snippets real quick. Adam Stancho's, our lead instructor out there, is big on juniors. So he's doing a lot of stuff with juniors. Of course, John Anderson, which is Libby's dad, does our PGA Junior League on Thursdays, and they play every Saturday. So there's big things happening as far as juniors go. As we want to push juniors because they are the next generation of golf. But on the same token, we want the public to come out and say, hey, come and look at Fort Sam, and come and play on
you have your leagues, right? You'll have leagues going on right now.
Oh, we have a bunch of stuff going on. So if you go on to the app, if you simply go on to the Greens of JBSA and click on events, and that events, you'll have Lackland, Fort Sam, Lackland, and Randolph. And each facility has events going on. Like today, I played with Mike, and Mike, I'm telling you right now, played really good of all days. Mike,
he's been whipping my ass, man. He's been whipping my ass. Right here, Tony Harris right here. A great point right here. Juniors play free with the paying adults.
100%.
Great 100%. Job. Great job, Tony. Thank you, brother.
So one thing, that's us pushing the juniors. So all an adult has to do is come and check in and say, hey, I have my little one with me. Bro, go play, because that is the future of golf.
I love that. I love that.
And most places don't want juniors. I am not going to name golf courses, but most golf courses won't do junior tournaments. We're big on junior tournaments. We host a lot of STPGA junior events. And again, we try to promote golf to juniors. And that's the reason why we implicated that. If an adult plays golf and you got a junior with you, junior, you're playing golf for free.
Oh, man. Love it, man. Right here. I got Gino Montago.
Gino Montago, yeah.
There you go. Robert is the best. Dropped my handicap from a 15 down to 8 in 2 lessons. Damn, those are some good lessons.
Yeah, Gino's good people, brother. Retired colonel. Good people. Those are the guys that make me want to stay there. And people like Gino, good retired colonel, cares about people, very customer oriented. I think I'm not going to drop the bomb where he works, but my bank is at USAA. Anyway, but he's good people, solid people. People like him I love seeing every day.
Oh, Osman, this guy really brings a tear to my eye.
Yeah, yeah. So, Andy, so as you know, Mikey is my bestie. This guy pushes me. He'll see me.
I can't. Okay, I'm gonna stop you right there. I can't play with this guy, dude. I can't play with him. You know it because he goes, oh, it's fine. You know, we can't find the ball. It's fine. We'll find it. No, it's fine. It's fine. No, you know, birdies. Here's birdie juice. No, like no birdies. Here's bogey juice. I'm like, it's too much fun playing with him. Like I can't play with him. I can't. I got shit to do later when I get home. You know, I can't do it.
Yes, I love Ashman because he's one of those guys that I click with because he's like, you don't take it serious. Says, no, dude, I'm about having fun. I can hit the worst shot in the world, and I'm going to crack up myself because I'm like, dude, I mean, what do you want me to do?
Dude, I had this past, and I love to enjoy myself, and Osman's played with me like the past several rounds, right? And I mean, good, but I mean that's my boy. And man, this last round was probably at Alsatian was probably like just one of the worst times I've felt out on the course. And I'm like, man, you know what? Just like you were telling Liv, I need some me time. You know, I need some range time. I can't just go out every once a week and just expect greatness. You know, I have to, I have to make sure I got to prepare for rain. You know, I got to prepare for it, right? I got to do the reps, put the work in, and it's not happening right now. You know, I need some of Robert Vasquez time. That's what I need.
So you know what you need? I'm going to tell you right now because Mikey's running a special show. You know, Mikey does trading cards. he does Pokemon.
Now he's that guy.
He's now. I'm telling you, he's probably part owner of Swag. He's got so many swag.
No, he's not part owner. He's just keeping them in business.
I don't know what's going on with Mike, but he is Swag.
Now he is. He's Swagoo. That's who he is. He's Swagoo. All right, right here. I got Annabelle. Amen, Andy. Amen.
Annabelle's good people.
Oh, stud. The best. All right, Robert. Hey, thanks so much for being on the show tonight, man. Dude, always love talking to you, man. Like, I'm going to go out right there in my net out back, and I'm going to get 100 swings in right now.
Swing hard, swing fast.
Oh, no. I'm going to swing slow, short swing. All right, make sure, guys, you go out there, you check out that JBSA on the Greens app. Make sure you go see my boy, Robert Vasquez, out at Fort Sam. Go see the great things we're doing. Course is looking in amazing shape right now with all this rain. I love that track. And see if you can find some of those tilling house holes. All right. That's Robert.
Nothing but love you.
All right, man. Hey, love you, brother.
Love you, brother. Have a good one.
You too. All right. That's Robert. Hey, keep banging, Robert. Thank you so much for being on the show tonight. Please continue to support the podcast. I'm trying to put out good stuff for y'all. Please make sure, guys, if you have not played with us yet, check out FOREBROS, my presenting sponsor. FOREBROS, never golf alone again. If you don't have a home, we have a home for you. All right, get out there and play some golf.